Moi University. I think the Honorable Jack Wamboka is in the house.
Yes.
So you can proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have two responses, but I will start with the response from Moi University, which we had deferred in the morning because of inadequate response from the ministry. Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank Honorable Wamboka and the members of this House who showed a lot of interest in the problems facing Moi University. As we speak today, it is affecting thousands of students, lecturers, and members of the public who in one way or another depend on this university. Honorable Speaker, the statement I have here details the background under which this problem started, the genesis, and it goes on to explain how the problems came up, what the university is doing in the short term, in the long term, what the government is doing, and more importantly, what are they doing to make sure that the university is reopened. Honorable Speaker, you will allow me to take a bit of time so that I can actually give a detailed response because this is of a national importance. Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Moi University has been facing difficulties in meeting its wage bill and other operational obligations over the years. The university wage bill has continued to increase and is currently at 88% of total revenue, as opposed to that 5% in most institutions. The challenges facing the university are linked to historical issues of overexpansion. Between 1991 and 2024, the university suffered loss of its critical infrastructure and assets and financial resources by establishing over 9 fully-fledged universities. This includes, among others, Masinde Muliro University, University of Eldoret, Karatina, Kabianga, Masai Mara, and Alupe, and currently one constituent college that is in Bomet. It is noteworthy that in 1988, Moi University established the privately sponsored students program, which eventually grew, and the privately sponsored students were supposed to serve the following reasons. 1, the growing demand for higher education. 2, limited admission capacities for government-sponsored students. And 3, the need to accommodate students who had failed to secure university placements. This is actually what happened across all other universities, what the PPS was supposed to do, privately sponsored students. Honorable Speaker, because of this, the university established satellite campuses across the country. But you remember that in 2014 or 2015, we had what we call the Matianic effect, where the government reined in on students, especially cheating in high schools, and therefore there was a drop in the number of students going to universities. Due to the decline in the pass rate of the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education resulting to changes in university admission policy by the government, there was a decline in admission in the privately self-sponsored students, as shown in the table below. This led to reduced income and to eventual closure of a number of campuses and teaching centers in Nakuru, Kericho, Kitale, Odero Kango, Mogotio, Marigat, and others. This, however, staff from all these campuses, as well as some of the constituent colleges that became fully fledged universities, were retained at Moi University. This was actually the misnomer that affected the university. As much as the campuses were supposed to close down with the staff, they actually offloaded the main campus. That means that they have huge staff in their payroll. And there's a table here showing that in 2014-2015, the student population at the university was at 7,125. Now, in 2023-2024, we have 19,460 government-sponsored, 1,097 privately sponsored, and the population now stands at 20,557. Honorable Speaker, the reduction in student numbers from over 20,000 privately sponsored students to 1,097 in the academic year 23-24 has resulted in decline in revenue against a static payroll cost. The number of teaching staff has been rationalized as a result of expansion of academic programs, retirements, resignation, and natural attrition. Honorable Speaker, we have the figures showing here how the population has been increasing, yet the student population has been reducing, meaning that the income of the university has been declining. However, the number of the teaching staff have almost remained static because these are the people who have been the teaching and the non-teaching staff. As a result of the sharp decline in revenue, the university has been unable to sustain its payroll operations and maintenance expenses. Currently, the payroll constitutes 88% of the revenue against an ideal of 35%, a situation that is not tenable to the university's sustainability. Reports of the Office of the Director General on the university's financial statements show that the university has been technically insolvent since 2016. The university liabilities exceed the assets. Honorable Speaker, we have a table indicating what the university owes creditors, the statutory payments, payee, housing levy, bank loans, and all this. All of this, the pending bills, start at 7.9 billion, 871,465. The university, therefore, the council of the university and the management sat down, and actually it was a directive from the government to sit down and give up a recovery plan. Therefore, in their plan, the financial crisis triggered a strike that eventually led to the closure of the university on 3rd October 20.
Order. The member of the aisle, could you take a seat? The member of the aisle, take a seat.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. The financial crisis triggered a strike that eventually led to the closure of the university on 3rd October 2024. The university has requested for funding from the National Treasury through the State Department of Higher Education and Research to address the crisis. In particular, the university has requested the following for funding. 1, additional financial support of 315 million per month for a period of 2 years. 2, one-off payment, one-off financial support of 2.4 billion to clear outstanding debts to stem the accumulation of pending bills and the penalties and interest that accrue. 3, salary arrears for diagonal implementation of 2017-21 CBA ruled by the court in 2021. They require 1,051,874. 4, funding and support to undertake staff right-sizing. They want to reduce the number of staff, and this they require 1.3 billion, of which the university says they are able to raise 700 million through the sale of a property. The long-term sustainability plans for the university, that is the second item they are supposed to do. Honorable Speaker, the long-term sustainability plans were actually as a result of a meeting which was directed by the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, and they constituted a committee to develop a recovery plan for the university. The committee comprises the following: the representative from the Executive Office of the President, National Treasury, and Ministry of Education. The Committee on Recovery Plan for Moi University is working with the University Council and the management to develop a long-term sustainability plan for the university. Honorable Speaker, I'm aware that this committee has met, and some recommendations which are very immediate and are going to make sure the university starts is actually in the document. The committee analyzed the request for funds submitted by university as indicated in the table below. Additional payroll support, they say they require 315 million shillings per month. Current pending bills as 1st July 2022 to date, 2.4 billion. And the actionable body is that payment plan to be negotiated with creditors. 3, salary arrears from 2017-21, that is a CBA, they require 1,051 million, submitted to the pending bills committee. All these are long-term. The committee has noted that the financial request submitted by Moi University is not sustainable and cannot be fully accommodated within the present fiscal space. They therefore demanded that they give what can be easily implemented and the university be opened. And they gave the following. The there are opportunities for increasing revenue for income-generating activities. That is what the committee asked Moi University to do. That one, they need to make sure that they increase revenue from the farm, idle assets, short-term trainings, consultancies, endowment fund, and research. The university has been directed to project the revenue expected from the income-generating activities over the next 3 years, 2024 up to 2027. The university has been directed to augment exchequer resources with enhanced own revenue so as to increase its revenue. The university has been directed to negotiate priority payment plan with staff and creditors and further to pay the current pending bills progressively. Exchequer resources will be prioritized for the payment of salaries. The payroll stands at 403,906,046 shillings each month. The immediate action for the opening of the university, for the reopening of the university. They have actually 5 steps to make sure that the university is reopened by 4th of November. 1, the National Treasury has released 609 million in October 2024 to Moi University. The amount is distributed as below. Now, the monies that are being distributed. 1, 300 million will be disbursed for scholarships in October 2024. This is in addition to 217 million disbursed in August 2024. 2, 219.9 million will be disbursed for tuition in October 2024. This in addition to 127.2 million disbursed in August 2024. 3, 89 million will be disbursed as capitation for ongoing students in October 2024. This is in addition to 269 million disbursed in August 2024. Number 2, the disbursement of 609 million will enable the university to pay pending staff salaries for the months of September and October, which is a total of 8 or 7 million shillings. 3, the university will be directed to meet the difference of 198 million through own source revenue, which has been projected at 206 million each month. Honorable Speaker, the fourth action is that the National Treasury will avail an additional 500 million to Moi University by November 15th, 2024. And 5th, a caretaker committee will be constituted to strengthen the management of Moi University during the recovery period. I remember one of the issues that was raised was the issue of management. And the committee is actually saying they are going to have a caretaker committee. However, there is a major risk, Honorable Speaker, that is the university is also facing. And the issue is a major risk against disbursement of funds for loans and scholarships is the order issued by the High Court of Kenya at Nairobi on 3rd of October 2024. And in Nairobi petition number 412 of 2023, Kenya Human Rights Commission, and 3 others versus the Attorney General and 4 others. I think this is on the issue on the new funding model, which they actually want to use the funds for scholarship and loans to disburse. But the higher education, or through the ministry, they have actually gone to court to ensure that to mitigate against the risk, the ministry, through the Office of Attorney General, has filed an application to set aside and discharge the order to facilitate the release of funds to students and universities. Honorable Speaker, the committee has set, it is recommended that Moi University should reopen on November 4th, 2024 to facilitate the reopening. It is to be noted that staff unions will need to sign a return to work formula to promote consensus and set the stage for reopening. An interministerial committee comprising the Ministry of Education, the National Treasury, the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection is negotiating with the staff unions on the issues raised regarding the implementation of the CBA 2017-2021. Honorable Speaker, signed by the PS, Higher Education. Honorable Speaker, this statement, you remember in the morning, they had actually given almost a two-sentence statement, which I, as the Chair of Education, did reject because it did not give and it did not respond to the statement raised by Honorable Wamboka. This particular statement, as I talked to the ministry, they are actually saying that the actionable areas that they have detailed here will be implemented. The university will actually open, and most of the teething issues that are affecting the university, we as the Committee of Education, we've also said of them, and my committee will be visiting the university. And one of the things that we have discussed, Honorable Speaker, within my committee and the Ministry of Education, is to make sure that we have a robust, efficient management that is able to run the university and bring the university back to its feet. So I thank you, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Honorable, let's have Wanabi having the first bite, because it was his statement. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to indeed thank my brother, Chairman of Education Departmental. At least we are headed somewhere. Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, my committee already ordered a forensic audit through the Office of the Auditor General to this university.
You don't have a committee.
National Assembly Committee
On?
PIC, Education and Governance.
Because you know Kenyans don't, when you put abbreviations or you say my committee.
Which I chair, Honorable Speaker, ordered a forensic audit in this university. I'm sure at the end of the day we are going to get somewhere. But as we do that, Honorable Speaker, the student is fundamental in all this matrix. And I want to ask my brother, students are complaining this university has not held a graduation. Many students, 2-3 years, the university has not organized a graduation for them. Kindly and with urgency, because it's unfair for a student to go to school, finish the degree, and not graduate. The university should facilitate that and ensure that that is done. Workers, lecturers, and teaching staff are really suffering in this university, Honorable Speaker. Let's prioritize these people, because most of them are even dying of pressure, stress. They cannot, most of them have loans, and they cannot survive. So, Honorable Chair, as you prioritize this, please bear in mind. And I'm looking at the finances that have been released by the Treasury. They're a bit little. These people are in a very big hole. And Treasury needs to be committed. They need to go out of the way, Honorable Meli, to give something serious for this university. I had a discussion with the Vice Chancellor, and the money they need immediately is in excess of 2.5 billion, Honorable Meli, to just make them afloat for about 2 months. So we must continue pushing Treasury, and we need commitment from Treasury. Why the Treasury does not release money it has budgeted for, this House has budgeted for universities, no one understands, Honorable Speaker. Because we budget for these monies are supposed to be released to universities, because without which universities cannot survive. So it is my desire that as we engage the Ministry of Education, the monster in the house is the Treasury. And, Honorable Speaker, this cuts across almost all universities. Multimedia University, I think they're going on strike, I don't know, next week. And many other universities, because Treasury is not releasing money which is supposed to release, that this House has appropriated to the universities. So thank you so much. As we continue to work together, Honorable Meli, let's ensure that the student who is at the center of all these things does not suffer. Lecturers, teaching and non-teaching staff are taken care of. Another big issue, Honorable Speaker, is the statutory payments. The retirees' money is missing at Moi University. People have worked for years. You've been deducting their monies, but when the time comes to retire, these people don't have their money. Where did these monies go to? Where did these monies go to, Honorable Speaker? Much as we are saying we want Treasury to come in and bail this institution, we must also go down and ask ourselves very serious questions. Who took the money for these retirees? Yeah, so Honorable Meli, thank you so much. Let's continue pushing and ensure that we have sanity at the end of the day. And on the issue of management, we need to be very clear. As you are setting up a caretaker committee, we need to be very clear with the terms and reference and how we are going to move forward. Because if we are not careful, we're just duplicating. Same people who have made it worse that this university is where it is, now you are bringing another committee to work with the same people. In our considered opinion, we need an overhaul, Honorable Speaker. We need an overhaul in the management of Moi University. And let's not fear. Let's not fear. I also want to thank Honorable Ruto. This university is located in his constituency. He's also been attending all the meetings.
Proceed to wind up.
Yeah, all the meetings that we've had with this university. And thank you, Honorable Ruto. Chairman, asante sana. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. God bless you. And with one of my members of the committee on Public Investment Committee, Education and Governance, Honorable Kakai, just 1 minute.
That's not your role at all. At least you know that very well. The member for Western Gishu.
Speaker, I think we've seen the report that has been tabled by Honorable Meli, but there is still some other issues that hasn't been spelled out. One of the biggest challenges at Moi University is not just the salary arrears for the members of staff. The problem is even those months that they have been paid, unfortunately they were getting the net pay. But all their deductions, NSSF, NHIF, their loan repayments were not being submitted. So you find that a lot of the lecturers, they will tell you, the staff members, that one time they were driving in town with their car, and then their car was repossessed and towed away. And then when they ask why, they're told, no, the money has not been remitted by the university. But in their pay slip, it shows that the money is deducted. But the university has just been paying net, but not remitting the statutory deduction. So there's a crisis. So even if you say you're paying them the salary arrears, if you do not resolve their statutory, the deductions you've been removing from their salary, which you have not forwarded to the relevant institutions, that will still cause a problem. In fact, what is happening now is the banks have decided, since they can't pressure the university, they have decided to go for the individual staff members. So some of them had house loans, now the houses are being auctioned because they have not been paid, although it shows that it's been deducted from their salary. So there is a much bigger problem if you have to have a formula to bring back the employees to work and therefore be able to reopen the university. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Kakai.
Thank you, Chair. I speak as also a member for the Public Investment Committee, Education and Governance. And truly, Chair, this particular